Ask Claude to find a good place to see the sunrise, to help me figure out timing logistics, and help drop a calendar invite so I remember when I have to leave. It's opening Chrome, going to Google, searching, and it looks like it's found something. Great. So how far away is the location from my place? It's opening Maps, searching for the distance between my area and the hiking location. Cool. So now it looks like Claude is searching for the sunrise time tomorrow.
Anthropic introducing computer use. A new Claude 3.5 sonnet and Claude 3.5 haiku. That is groundbreaking. Anthropic has beat OpenAI to the punch when it comes to agents, AI agents that you can use on your computer that really work. I think Anthropic has been leading the charge probably for the last 6-ish months when it comes to actual AIs and which one is better. ChatGPT 4 is great, but Anthropic just keeps on outperforming more and more each time they release something. This right here was them showcasing the computer use, which is the biggest feature that we've seen out of the two titans. Check this out.
Quick demo today. In this fictional demo, a customer, in this case the Ant Equipment Company, has come to us and asked us to fill out a vendor request form. First thing that's going to happen is Claude's going to start taking screenshots of my screen and quickly realizes that the Ant Equipment Company isn't actually in the spreadsheet. So the first thing it does is it swaps over to a CRM and searches for the company we're interested in. Luckily, we get a search match and Claude then starts scrolling through the page looking for all the information it needs to fill out this form. Goes through the steps and fills out all the information needed and then submits the form. This example is representative of a lot of drudge work that people have to do. This is available in the API. We're excited for people to try it, and we should expect things to get a lot better over the coming months.
That right there was Anthropic on your computer, opening up your Excel spreadsheets and being able to compare data and fill in missing data. That right there is actually pretty amazing on how crazy that is, because how repetitious and boring literally that task would be. And sometimes it's hard to see different things and things that you're missing, especially when it is a lot of big data. That's not all. Claude can do a lot of things. It may even be able to help you find a date. Who knows? Imagine you opening up your computer for Claude and Claude is like pretty much on these dating apps or talking to a potential love interest of yours. That would actually go a long way. Think about this as well. In the future with like coding interviews, like especially in the early days before this is actually caught, think about just doing interviews and like maybe you getting like pointers while you are in the interview stage where AI is assisting you and trying to like critique you as well as like push you forward. It's almost like a wingman. This is actually groundbreaking, but guess what? It doesn't stop there. Claude computer use can also set dates and reminders. So this is another clip right here.
Ask Claude to find a good place to see the sunrise, to help me figure out timing logistics, and help drop a calendar invite so I remember when I have to leave. It's opening Chrome, going to Google, searching, and it looks like it's found something. Great. So how far away is the location from my place? It's opening Maps, searching for the distance between my area and the hiking location. Cool. So now it looks like Claude is searching for the sunrise time tomorrow.
This clip right here literally opened up her computer and set this date and reminder and filled it out all by itself, which is kind of scary in a sense because we're still early. We're still early with AI, but the fact that we're here already, especially with the bigger companies, AI agents aren't anything new, but when it's, shiny and, polished by some of these bigger companies with all the funding that they have, that's really good. As well as usually when the bigger companies are at this stage, then usually there's going to be like an open source model that comes along later on. Like maybe Llama does something like this to compete and it's open source where you can use it on your own and you see all the code and how it works. But that's not all. Claude 3.5 Sonnet and Claude 3.5 Haiku can even do coding now. It already could, but this is another level where you really just say things to the AI and it will do the coding for you. So this is an example where this guy literally built a website using the computer use with Anthropic.
So let's ask Claude to navigate to Claude.ai within my Chrome browser and ask Claude within Claude.ai to create a fun 90s themed personal homepage for itself. Claude opens Chrome, searches for Claude.ai, and types in a prompt asking the other Claude to create a personal homepage for itself. Turns some code, and that gets nicely rendered in an artifact on the right-hand side. That looks great, but I want to make a few changes to the website locally on my own computer. Let's ask Claude to download the file and then open it up in VS Code. Clicks the Save to File button, opens up VS Code, file within my downloads folder, and opens it up. Perfect.
That right there was just crazy to me. As a developer, like, I know they say AI is not going to replace us, but it is getting kind of scary out here, if you ask me. To be able to build a web page, like, even though it's not the best web page, still the fact that like it got up and running in like what, a minute or two. This is kind of freaky in a sense, but also they have said that they partner with other companies like DoorDash and have found that like these are also things that they may be using, because there's a lot of jobs out there that kind of use like repetition every day, and it's possible to cut down on a lot of that type of job function by using AI if it can basically open up a computer and navigate the computer as a human. And that's the big selling point. As a human, this is doing tasks like how we do it. It's not just going in the back end and like generating stuff or just randomly checking different checkboxes or booleans or whatever code may be running in the background. No, it's like opening your browser, typing in a website, opening up a calendar, typing in that calendar, setting a reminder, and saving it as like the end user. This opens up a lot of things. Canva, DoorDash, Replit, and the browser company have already begun to explore these possibilities, carrying out tasks that require dozens and sometimes even hundreds of steps to complete. For example, Replit is using Claude 3.5 Sonnet's capabilities with the computer use and UI navigation to develop a key feature that evaluates apps as it's being built for their Replit agent product. So basically, Replit has already implemented this so you can get like real-time feedback as you're building out this application, which is pretty cool. You know, it's useful to the developers, you know what I'm saying? It's helping us out as we build in real time, but it's also pretty scary, as well as we don't know what these jobs they're thinking about replacing us with when it comes to AI. I think it's always like the looming thread is like, how good will AI be and what jobs will be taken over by AI? Because like this can be like basically data entry. That's what the first example was, data entry. Open up an Excel spreadsheet and inputting information. I mean, I'm not saying it's gonna totally go away because AI doesn't have 100% success rate, but neither do humans. If you think about it, like, when's the last time you got like perfect 100 scores on a test? Now think about every test. You know, that's not really, you know, feasible, especially on like the wide variety of things, but it could cut down on as much work as a person is doing. But I'm just kind of nervous about how powerful and how fast that works out, because even if you do cut down the workload on the data entry person to where Claude is doing most of the work and you're kind of reviewing it, that may sound like that's a sweet gig for the person doing data entry. But if you think about this as well, if Claude is doing 80% of the work and you're reviewing it, does that mean that job now becomes like a lower paying job, a lower like, you know, job for people who may not be able to provide for their families? Because since AI is doing most of the work, it becomes very easy for people to do it and becomes more accessible, supply demand, lower wages. And now this job that used to be a very stable job, maybe not too stressful, is now gone to the AI. And I think that's kind of what freaks me out a little bit, is because I don't necessarily want to be always pushed, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people don't want to be pushed up to the high functioning, super complex, super technical, super like thinking jobs. You kind of want to be able to go to a job and come home. But if AI is taking on a lot of these low thought process jobs, but are maybe hard as far as like the time it takes, the attention to detail, but it's not a complex task, this may be something that like could be an issue in the future, in the next like 10 years or so. But tell me your thoughts down below. Your boy Dex Not Dexter out.